Good morning, students. Today we are going to see some applications of your chromatography technique, that is paper chromatography technique. So first application is paper chromatography can be used qualitative detection of your constituents. In a mixture, it is sometimes necessary to detect the constituent present. In such a cases, the mixture is spotted on your paper and chromatogram is run using suitable solvent. After separation of components, spots are visualized using suitable locating agent. From the color of the spot, the constituent can be identified. For example, metallic ions of group 1, that is Pb2 plus Ag plus Hg2 2 plus, have been identified and separated using distilled water and alcohol and 0.25 molar of potassium dichromate aqueous solution as a locating agent. Pb2 plus give yellow color, Ag plus give orange red color, while Hg2 2 plus gives orange spot. Group 2 ions, that is bismuth 3 plus, cadmium 2 plus, copper 2 plus, mercury 2 plus can be analyzed quantitatively using N-butyl alcohol and 3 molar HCl reagent and dithiazone solution in CCl4 as a locating reagent. Group 4 cations, nickel 2 plus, cobalt 2 plus, zinc 2 plus and manganese 2 plus etc. can be analyzed qualitatively using paper chromatography. Eluent used is acetone water HCl mixture and locating agent is rubanic acid. Your paper chromatography can also be used in quantitative analysis of metal. Constituents of the mixture of metals are separated as above. The paper is cut and various components are dissolved in suitable solvent and analyzed using colorimetry, spectrophotometry or any other analytical technique. Your paper chromatography can also be used in quantitative analysis of nonmetal. Various nonmetals, anions, organic compound etc. can be separated by using chromatographic technique. Separation and estimation of chloride ion, bromine ion, iodine ion has become possible by using paper chromatography. So basically we can estimate Cl minus, Br minus and I minus with the help of your paper chromatography. Separation of amino acid, mixture of naturally occurring amino acid can be analyzed using two-dimensional paper chromatography. Ninhydrin, it is important. Ninhydrin is used as a color developing agent. It gives purple color with all amino acids. Other compounds like aliphatic amines, some heterocyclic compounds and amino acid gives yellow color. Now we are going to see numerical. Generally numerical on paper chromatography is asked in the examination. So just calculate RF values for nickel 2 plus and copper 2 plus if a distance traveled by solvent Ni2 plus and copper 2 plus are 8.8 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter and 7.5 centimeter respectively. So distance traveled by your solvent, distance traveled by the solvent front, it is 8.8 centimeter. That of your nickel is 0.5 centimeter and copper 2 plus it is equal to 7.5 centimeter. So we know that the formula RF is equal to RF for nickel is equal to distance traveled by nickel 2 plus divided by distance traveled by solvent front. So that is equal to 0.5 divided by 8.88, that is equal to 0.057. For RF value of copper 2 plus is equal to distance traveled by copper 2 plus divided by distance traveled by solvent front, that is 7.5 divided by 8.8, that is equal to 0.852. In next numerical, in a paper chromatography, separation of copper 2 plus, nickel 2 plus and cobalt 2 plus, the solvent front travel to 20 cm and fronts due to copper 2 plus, nickel 2 plus and copper 2 plus travel 12.4 cm, 1.1 cm and 7.2 cm respectively. If RF value of unknown ion was 0.36, identify the unknown. So we have to identify the unknown ion. So first we are going to write distance traveled by copper 2 plus, that is given 12.4 cm. Distance traveled by your nickel 2 plus, it is given as a 1.1 cm, and distance traveled by your cobalt 2 plus, it is given as 7.2 cm, and distance traveled by solvent front, it is 20 cm. So first we are going to calculate RF value for each ion. So RF of copper is equal to 12.4 divided by 20, that is 0.62. RF for nickel, it is 1.1 divided by 20, that is equal to 0.055, and RF for cobalt, it is equal to 7.2 divided by 20, that is equal to 0.3, and the RF for unknown, it is given as 0.36. So from this calculation we get that the RF for cobalt, it is equal to 0.36, hence the unknown ion was cobalt 2 plus. A mixture containing component is to be separated chromatographically. If a solvent travels a distance of 12 cm, what should be the difference between RF value so that two components resolve by 1 cm? It is very interesting problem. So they given us distance traveled by solvent front and a condition that so that the two components resolve by 1 cm. Let the distance traveled by two components are A and B. So RF value of two components can be written as RF A and RF B. So A minus B is equal to 1 cm because that is the condition given. So RF for component A is equal to A divided by 12. So A is what? It is distance traveled by your component A. 12 is distance traveled by your solvent front. So RB is equal to B divided by 12. So RF of A minus RF of B is equal to A divided by 12 minus B divided by 12. So A minus B divided by 12. So 1 divided by 12. So hence when we solve 1 divided by 12, we comes the value 0.083. Hence the RF value should be differ by 0.083. A mixture containing two components A and B is to be separated chromatographically if RF value of the two components are 0.75 and 0.7 respectively. What distance should a solvent travel in order to achieve resolution of 1 cm? Basically we have to calculate distance travel by solvent front. So we are going to solve this numerical. So let distance travel by solvent component A and component B are x centimeter, A centimeter and B centimeter respectively. So distance travel by solvent we consider it as a x centimeter. Distance travel by your component, it is considered as A centimeter, while distance travel by component B, it is considered as small b centimeter. So A by x, that is RF for your component A, it is equal to 0.75, that is directly given to you, and B by x, that is equal to 0.7. So given that A by x minus B by x is equal to 0.75 minus 0.7, so that is equal to 0.05. So A minus B divided by x is equal to 0.05. Now the condition is given that it should achieve the resolution of 1 centimeter. So a minus b is equal to 1. So 1 divided by x is equal to 0.05. So x is equal to 1 divided by 0.05. That is equal to 20 centimeter. And what is x? It is nothing but a distance traveled by your solvent front. So now we are going to see column chromatography. So we are going to see column chromatography. So what is the principle of column chromatography? This is the type of your adsorption chromatography. Column chromatography, it is a type of your adsorption chromatography. Here the stationary phase is solid while the mobile phase is liquid moving over the solid material. Mixture of various component is allowed to flow through the column packed with adsorbent. Different component gets absorbed to the different extent and thus get separated from each other. Difference in the rates of adsorption of a component acts as a basis of separation of this component. As the separation is carried out in a column, that's why it is named as column chromatography. Now we are going to see how this technique works. In this method, the mixture to be separated is dissolved in suitable solvent and allowed to pass through column containing adsorbent. Generally, powder alumina or silica are used as an adsorbent, while organic solvent like petroleum, ether, cyclohexane, etc. are used for preparing solution. The component which has greater adsorbing power is adsorbed in the upper part of the column. The next component is absorbed in your lower portion. This process is continuous and different component gets absorbed in different parts of your column. Suitable solvent is added from the top of the column in order to carry out the separation and the collection of components. This liquid is added from the top of the column is called eluent. The liquid emerging out of the column is called eluate. Different component from different bands in the column. Such a column is called chromatogram. Different components from different bands in the column. Such a column is called chromatogram. After development of chromatogram, two procedures can be adopted. So just see here. This is the diagram of your column chromatography. Basically your column is packed with silica gel or alumina, and from the top of the condenser solvent is added regularly. This is the sample solution in which your mixture or components are dissolved. As the solution passes through your column, different component gets absorbed at different location and going to be a form bands. The solvent which is added from the top, it is known as eluent, while the solution which is coming out of the column, it is known as eluate. This eluate basically taken in this eluate is basically collected in conical flask or round bottom flask. The column may be cut into different parts according to different bands, and then each component is extracted using suitable solvent. The solvent may be added from the top to take the component one by one out of the column. Now we are going to see application of column chromatography. Column chromatography is used in separation of natural product. Naturally occurring organic compounds are called as natural products. They exist in a nature in a form of mixtures. Separation of this mixture is difficult as most of their properties are similar with a slight structural variation. Separation of such a product is possible using column chromatography. Naturally occurring steroids have been separated using column chromatography technique. Also, constituents of various medicinal plants have been separated using column chromatography. Column chromatography is also used in separation of geometrical isomer, that is cis and trans isomer. Cis and trans isomer differs in only relative arrangement of a groups across the double bond. The isomer whose functional groups can approach adsorption site more easily get absorbed more strongly compared to the other isomer. Thus, separation of these isomer is possible using column chromatography. Cis and trans isomer of carboxylic acid have been separated on silica gel column. Next application of column chromatography is in separation of diastereoisomers. Stereoisomers that are not a mirror image of each other are called as diastereoisomer. They can separate due to difference in position of various groups in space. Now, today various adsorbents are available for their quantitative separation. Separation of diastereomer 7-chloro 7-azo bicycloheptane have been done on silica gel using pentane diethyl as a solvent. Separation of racemate, it is also another application of your column chromatography. So column chromatography can be used for the separation of racemate. Enantiomers of Togar's base have been separated using column chromatography. Column chromatography can also be used in separation of tautomeric mixture. Keto and enol forms of various organic compounds can be separated using column chromatography. In our next class, we are going to discuss ion exchange technique. Thank you very much.